Hi and welcome back to another video, where today I am going to be looking at everything 2022 is going to have in store for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Because while 2021 was the year that Jurassic World Evolution 2 released, I feel like 2022 is the year that the game is really going to hit its stride, and we're really going to start getting a more fleshed out experience and more DLC and update content for the game. So before I get into it, please remember to like and subscribe if you are interested in these sorts of videos. It also really helps me out as well, so if you're interested, please go do it. And go check out my Discord in the description below, great place to be over there. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. First thing I'm going to talk about is Jurassic World Dominion, because a lot of the stuff I am going to be including on this list really does, when you look at it, stem back to what happens in Dominion and what it means for the future of the Jurassic World franchise. Because really, it could end up being a game-changing film in terms of all of the new stuff it introduces into the Jurassic World canon. So yeah, let's talk about what could happen with it. So, first of all, when Jurassic World Dominion releases, I expect either like a week before or a week after the film comes out, there to drop a Jurassic World Evolution 2 Jurassic World Dominion DLC, which will not only include a chaos theory for the film, like going through the scenarios that we see in the film and capturing dinosaurs and all of that lovely stuff that will be in it, but also including the insane amount of new dinosaurs that we've seen in Jurassic World Dominion. Like, really, it's mental how many we've seen. The film's not even out yet, and we've seen way more than we got in Dominion, which was only 5, and I think we're getting close to seeing 10, maybe even more than that, with Jurassic World Dominion, with creatures like the Atrociraptor, Pyroraptor, Oviraptor, Gigantosaurus, all of that lovely stuff. And it's going to introduce some really interesting new concepts into the Jurassic World franchise. So with all those dinosaurs coming in, which I believe they will with the DLC, it also opens up some new genres of dinosaur. So let's talk about the most obvious one. The introduction of the Pyroraptor, which has not been officially announced, I don't believe, but there are images going about, so it is pretty certain it will be in the film. And obviously the most notable thing about it is it obviously has feathers. Now the fact it has feathers is really exciting for what it means in terms of Jurassic World Evolution 2, because it means we will finally, after this film comes out, be able to get feathered dinosaurs. Whether that means having additional feathered variants for non-feathered dinosaurs, like the feathered T-Rex we see in the Jurassic World Dominion prologue, whether that will now be a variant skin over the T-Rex, and whether we'll be able to get a feathered Gallimimus and just feathered everything, or whether it just means that in the future we'll be able to get feathered dinosaurs. Because not only is there the Pyroraptor as well, there's also the Oviraptor, which again is also heavily feathered. So it does open up new stuff like the Utyrannus in the future. Another thing that the film might open up is one of the other types of prehistoric creature that the Dominion film could open up for Jurassic World Evolution 2, is it could open up the introduction of Permian creatures into the Jurassic World Evolution 2 game. As we have seen the Lystrosaurus in one of the images shared by Colin Trevorrow, I'd imagine roughly a year ago now. It's a very old photo, but it is really exciting for what it could mean, because the Permian includes, while less popular and well known because there's not many films based around it, still includes some really interesting and really cool creatures, like the Lystrosaurus we've seen in Jurassic World Dominion, and stuff like the Dimetrodon as well is really cool, and there's some other really interesting Permian creatures. I don't really know what you'd call them, whether they're, I have no idea what you'd call them, but yeah, they're all really interesting, and to see stuff like that added into the game would be really nice. Because currently, the only creatures we see on land are dinosaurs, and to have something besides there would be just really nice. It'd just be really interesting to have, so that you can almost have time period themed parks almost, which again would just be really cool. Another thing that the film could open up is that it's sort of rumoured that maybe we might be getting something like a mammoth in Jurassic World Dominion, which again obviously would open up the Cenozoic era to Jurassic World Dominion. And if we could start getting in stuff like the Smilodon and the woolly rhino and the mammoth, all of those lovely things, then that would be again another really awesome addition to the game. And it would be, I don't know, all of these, it seems like all of these has missed opportunities so far in the Jurassic franchise, and adding these in would just add so much more to the franchise, make it just feel so much cooler. Because as Claire Dearing once said, people now look at a Stegosaurus like it's an elephant. We've seen dinosaurs so much in video games, films. yet we're yet to really see any Cenozoic creatures, any Permian creatures, anything like that. It's really the main time period that people focus on with movies and games is going to be the Triassic to Cretaceous, and it would be really nice to be able to see some other time periods explored a little bit as well. And again, the dodo would just be a really nice feeder thing to have. It would be really funny, not in a sadistic way. Now I'm going to move away from the Jurassic World Dominion and more into what Jurassic World Evolution could add. Because what if Jurassic World Dominion sets the precedent that this series is not just about reptiles anymore, then it could start to move in other ways for the game as well. One of the ways it could do this is by adding in non-reptilian aquatic creatures. It is baffling to me that they didn't do this when they added it in, because it's almost like they've dug themselves a hole. Instead of just getting themselves out of it, they're digging themselves deeper and deeper with pretty bad designs like the Elasmosaurus and Tylosaurus. I'm not saying you're not allowed to like them, but why would you limit yourself so much in what you could have in your aquariums when there are so many incredible options out there? Like the Dunkleosteus, the Megalodon, like stuff like the Enamalocaris even would be awesome, maybe even the Ammonite. All of this incredible marine life is just being overlooked because it doesn't quite fit the Jurassic theming almost. And I really think they're missing out on a lot of stuff by not adding them in. And again, Jurassic World Dominion I really think is going to be the wedge that opens the door that allows a lot of these new and interesting types of creatures to be added into the game. So if I predict anything, it's going to be that Jurassic World Dominion ushers in a new era of content, not only for Jurassic World Evolution, but just the entire franchise in general. As we've been told, Jurassic World Dominion is the last film, but it's not the end of the Jurassic franchise, so the games could continue for years afterwards. There could be TV show spin-offs, and all of these. And if Jurassic World Dominion really does set the precedent for some new, exciting stuff, then I feel like these TV shows could be incredible to watch, and there could be some really interesting stuff there, and all of the games as well. Another type of creature I think they could add is maybe even adding amphibious creatures. This is something that does seem like an obvious move to do. However, it isn't as simple as it sounds, because at the moment the only water system we have for the terrain system is shallow water, and if they wanted to upheave this, then it might cause some issues for the already existing parks. And again, you can't place land in a lagoon, so you couldn't put them there either, because just having a Coolosuchus that does nothing but swim all the time is weird, and having a Coolosuchus that doesn't swim at all is also strange. So the two ways I could see them fixing this is maybe they do add the deep water system, which I could see them doing, I suppose, but I don't think that's the most likely of these. The most likely I think would be to add sort of the same system as the lagoon, but it to be scaled down as like an amphibious lagoon. It's a lot less shallow, it's a lot smaller, and it could easily fit into your enclosures. So as amphibians, as well as needing all of their normal habitat stuff, will require their lagoons, where they can just hop in every now and again, or slide down a slide or something cute, and then just use the AI that is transported across from the marine reptiles to swim underwater. I know I'm making it a lot more simplified than I imagine it really would be from a game design standpoint, all of that stuff, but Frontier has demonstrated that they can do this, most notably with Planet Zoo and the seals and the otters and how they can interact with both the land and the water. So it is doable, but whether it would be something that they would do, because why do that when you could just add more dinosaurs, I suppose? Yeah, that one is, if any of these is not going to happen, I think it might be that one. Again, Dominion could actually just have amphibians in it as well, so, we never know about that. We don't know how big Dominion is going to be for the Jurassic franchise. It could be just the feathered dinosaurs and the Lystrosaurus. It could just be that. We could have seen all there is to see. But I do really think that is going to be something special and add loads of new cool stuff into the series. Now, I know I've talked a lot about dinosaurs in this, and I know there is a lot more stuff than dinosaurs to the game, so I am going to just talk about that quickly. One of the things I do see that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is going to have to do is, again, the game still isn't quite as polished as it could be, I don't think. I still see a lot of people experiencing bugs with the game. and I still see a lot of people having quality of life issues, like the fact that scientists are still required to use sandbox mode for some unknown reason. It makes life hell if you want to record a video, I'll tell you that. So that stuff like that is really stuff that needs to be sorted sooner rather than later. I think that will just be fixed in its own time anyway. Some other stuff that could be added to the game is placeable decorations, or no, placeable foliage, so bringing back the redwood trees like individually placeable from the first game and all of that stuff to give people more creative control on main streets and stuff instead of just having to brush and hope it looks good. You can place individual trees. Yeah, because the rock system's already been implemented, so you can do 360 rotation on stuff. It just needs to be implemented, really, and there needs to be some stuff added to utilize it. There also needs to be some new attractions added, and some new building types, and some other stuff like that. Although I am going to make a later video on that, so again, subscribe if you're interested in seeing that, because that will probably be another video that comes out either this week or next week. So yeah, keep an eye out for it. And again, Dominion isn't the only thing that's going to happen this year for the game. So I believe there'll probably be one, if not maybe two DLCs coming out before Dominion, and one, maybe two DLCs coming out after Dominion. I think the next DLC will probably include a Chaos Theory with it as well, because I feel like what they're going to do is maybe like a Dinosaur DLC, Chaos Theory DLC, Dinosaur DLC, Chaos Theory DLC sort of system almost. Where we'll get a big DLC with maybe 5 types of dinosaurs, and then 6 months later, 5 months later, we'll get another Chaos Theory DLC. But to tie us over in that long wait time, we'll get a 3 dinosaur, or like a 4 dinosaur pack, like the early Cretaceous pack that we've just had. So yeah, that will obviously bring a lot of new and exciting creatures into the game, especially after Dominion releases. There could be some really cool stuff coming out then. And yeah, it's going to be a really great year to be a Jurassic World fan, especially if you're playing Jurassic World Evolution 2 like I am. It's just going to be a really good year for dinosaur fans in general, with Prehistoric Kingdom as well, releasing at some point this year. And yeah, it's just going to be great, and I'm really excited for 2022. And I hope to keep growing this channel as well. I'm really excited to just continue and see where this goes, and just try and build the best community I can. So yeah, this is sort of my New Year's video. It's 11 days late. 12 days late when this comes out, probably. But yeah, thank you for watching, really. I hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, thanks so much for getting to the end of this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.